Perfect. All right, we're live and ready to go. What's going on, Dan?
Oh, not too much. I'm pretty excited about tonight because I didn't know.
You didn't know this was coming.
No, I didn't. I didn't know we were doing this. So we're doing pop culture night tonight, and you want to explain what's going on with that, Kyle?
Yeah. So basically, I'm actually just looking at it right now just to make sure. Looks like everything is good to go. I kind of made this very, very quickly earlier today. So I've had water in my basement for the last day and a half. So my wife and I have been spending basically the last day and a half cleaning everything up. So I kind of just threw this together really quick, but I think it's going to be really good. So basically, it's pop culture from the '60s all the way through the 2000s. So I think it's going to be really cool. I'm excited for it. I know we've had a lot of people asking about it and everything, so I think it'll be a good one. And we'll wait for a few minutes here to get a few people on.
So basically, what you're telling me is you were just trying to find a free way to get a swimming pool inside your house. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh my God, it was a rough last day and a half, but we're good to go now. So anybody that's watching this after the fact, if you want to watch this live every Monday and Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, we are live with it, and we'll make sure that we keep on telling everybody that. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, once we hit 1,000 subscribers, we'll be able to very soon start doing prizes and stuff like that for winners. So we're about halfway there. I think we're almost at 500. We should go over that tomorrow. So
all right. Hey, Caden made it this time. Caden made it on time. Love it. What's going on, Caden? Awesome. Glad you're here. We got quite a few people on. I think let's get started. I'm excited. I think I'm going to kind of half participate in this one because Kyle made all the questions. So I'm kind of excited. Also, guys, we're having our first ever non-live trivia on Friday that will be launched. It's going to be 25 questions all about Loki, the Marvel character, whether it's his comic book character or the MCU Marvel Cinematic Universe character Loki. 25 questions about him that will not be live. It's just going to be, you can watch it, and a lot of things that I learned while making it. So it's kind of a fun one to do there. So in honor of the Disney Plus series coming out, figure we would do that first.
Yep, that'll be sometime Friday morning. Probably that'll drop. So
yeah.
All right.
Without further ado, let's do it. Am I doing round one or you, Kyle?
I'll do it. What the?
All right, Kyle's starting off.
Share my screen here.
I'm going to answer this one then. I'm going to do it. See how I do. Gotta get my stretches in.
We looking good? Yeah, we're good. All right, so round one, guys, is going to be 60s pop culture. So I think they're good questions. I don't know. I would have been stumped by most of them. I mean, I wasn't alive, but okay. Number one, which music festival became a defining moment of 60s pop culture? Summer Jam, and I spelled it wrong. Sorry, lack of sleep. Woodstock, Lollapalooza, Lilith Fair.
So what exactly is Lilith Fair? Is that a thing?
I don't know. I found that answer online. So the other three I knew. I was looking for a fourth one, and that just came up. So I was like, okay, well, that sounds like a thing.
Yeah, it kind of does. It sounds like something that would have been going on in the 60s. But I think everyone got that one right. That was a good warm-up. I'm hoping you got some tougher ones here, Kyle.
We do. We do.
He says, don't worry. I like how on my phone, I'm looking at the comments and it shows Buff Edits put a look. It looks like a character dabbing. Where on our comment here it says elbow cough. Is what it shows it as. It just spells out elbow cough.
All right, number two. Where did Woodstock take place? Vermont, New York, New Hampshire, Massachusetts. I actually would have gotten this wrong had I not looked it up. Like I thought, this will be a decent question. I would have gotten this wrong though. What do you think, Dan?
I put Vermont, but I immediately regretted it. I'm pretty sure it was in New York, wasn't it?
It is. I thought it was Vermont myself. So when I looked it up, I was shocked when it was in the Catskill Mountains or like somewhere around the Catskills.
Now Joey's thing on here says, what does that say? Socialist? think that's what it says. Oh, social distancing. Okay. And then it's got you guys high-fiving from a distance, maybe? I don't know. Wow. Me and Caden were the only ones who got Vermont. Caden, you and I were on the same wavelength there.
See, so, I got a couple people with that one.
Why do we think that? I don't know why Vermont came to my mind.
For some reason, I thought that too. All right, in 1965, which fashion item made its first appearance? Miniskirt, bell bottoms, black dresses, hoop earrings.
See, Stephanie's laughing at me because I said socialist, but it really does look like social. Kyle can vouch for me on here on her thing because it's all one word, social dist. It totally looks like social.
Yeah.
In our comment section on here. Don't know why. So I put bell bottoms. It looks like almost everyone did. Steph Sample said miniskirt.
Steph Sample would be correct.
Mama S said miniskirt as well. Wow. Okay. Really? The miniskirt? 1965? That seems pretty fashion. Not fashion forward. What would be the opposite of that? Fashion reverse.
Yeah, because up until then, all the skirts were like knee length. I learned something new today because I didn't know that. I just thought it would be a unique question. And keep in mind, there's going to be some fashion and stuff like that coming up a little bit later too. So, all right, Dan should definitely know this one.
I already entered it.
Bond movies was not released during the 60s? The Man with the Golden Gun, Dr. No, Thunderball, You Only Live Twice.
This is, a lot of people crap on this film. But I got to be honest, I like A Man with the Golden Gun. I think it's an underrated James Bond film. Christopher Lee is awesome in any role he plays. It's kind of an odd film, but I like it because it's so different than any other James Bond film. But a lot of people don't like it. They think I shouldn't say don't like it. They just
looks like most people got it. Maybe I shouldn't have said Dan will know this one because you were, I think, first one to answer them. Yeah, everybody just followed suit afterwards.
I think that came out in like 1971, 1972.
It was either 71 or 72. As always, this thing is not computing first round.
It did for a few of them.
Yeah. Okay, number 5. Which professional basketball team won 9 of a possible 10 championships in the 60s? LA Lakers, Boston Celtics, New York Knicks, Detroit Pistons.
See, I'm looking at my phone right now, and Buff Edits has. It looked like I couldn't tell what it was. I thought it was like 2 people kissing on here, but
that's what I thought. But now it's like 2 elbows hitting.
Yeah, it says elbow bump on here, so I don't know.
I got a couple people with this one. Most people guessed the Celtics, and they are right. A few people went with the Knicks. Interesting.
Curtis is laughing. I think the Knicks won what? 1 in 72, and that was it.
Oh, Mama S went with the Lakers. So the Lakers were definitely much more 80s and like late 80s and early 90s.
Yeah.
And then early 2000s. All right, there we go. All right, so Sean, look at that. The reigning champ, back for more.
Yeah, so remember, guys, speed also counts. So we got Sean, Buff Edits, and Stephanie Stevens. We got a few Stephanies on here, so I'm going to write that down. All with 1. So we're moving on to what, the 70s?
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, I'll give you credit. There was a few. I don't think no one got a perfect 5 of 5. So well done, Kyle.
I think from the 70s forward, I would have definitely done pretty well in this. And I'm assuming, because we know that quite a few of our people watching live are from our area, there should be a question or 2 in there that I'm guessing they'll be able to get. And I think it's actually the first one.
All right, what do we got here? Question number 1. In 1973, Watkins Glen hosted Summer Jam, becoming the largest gathering at the time for a pop festival. Which of these bands did not perform there? The Grateful Dead, the band, it's a great name, Aerosmith, or the Allman Brothers Band. So, who names their band the band, first of all?
You could argue that it's genius because people will never forget their name.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's true. So,
I mean, I'm not really familiar with a whole lot of their songs. I mean, probably if I heard them, I would know them. I'm not a big 70s music. Like, I'm definitely much more 80s and 90s.
that's fair.
I mean, I like 70s music, but it's just not. I don't know. I don't know nearly as many bands or things from there. Wow. Okay, everybody got that one.
Everybody got that right. Yeah. So Aerosmith started out, I believe, in 1973 in Boston. So they weren't. I mean, I guess that would have been a perfect place for them to play because I don't know if any of these guys are really big up until that point. I could be wrong. I don't know. Question number 2: which film is the highest-grossing film of the 1970s? Was it Superman? Is it Star Wars, Grease, or Jaws? All these films were the highest-grossing films of their respective years, I believe. So Superman was what, 78?
Interesting.
Star Wars.
A lot of 2 and a lot of 4. All right, Dan, what's the answer?
So of course it was Star Wars. Star Wars is the highest-grossing film until E.T. knocked it off, and then it got knocked off by Jurassic Park in 1992 or 1993, and then got knocked off by Titanic 4 years later, and then Avatar, and so on and so forth. But yeah, Star Wars, adjusted for inflation, still I think the second highest grossing behind actually Gone with the Wind. Adjusted for inflation, Gone with the Wind is the highest grossing film of all time. I guess when each of your tickets cost a nickel, I'm sure that probably now it's like $20.
Jaws did create the modern day blockbuster, though.
It did. Question number 3: which band had the highest selling album of the 70s? Led Zeppelin, Fleetwood Mac, Pink Floyd, or Boston? Ooh.
You want to take a stab at it?
I'm guessing Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven, but you have Fleetwood Mac.
A lot of people going with 3 and 2.
Well, Fleetwood Mac with Rumors probably was very popular. Pink Floyd, I think The Wall came out in 1980, though, didn't it? Or when Dark Side of the Moon though come out, that's probably I don't know. And then Boston, I don't know if Boston will ever be like bestseller ever, but I don't know. What is it? What's the answer? Looks Pink Floyd. So was it Dark Side of the Moon?
I believe so. Yes.
Man, the more you know. I was the only one who went with Led Zeppelin. I thought at least someone would follow me there. Question number 4. Rocky was released in 1976. What year was Rocky 2 released? 1978, 1977, was it released in the 70s or 1979? Interesting.
So Dirk says Dark Side for the last question. Interesting. A lot of people going with 1 on this.
So
what year was it?
I accidentally put number 1. I'm pretty sure it's number 2 though, isn't it? They came out the following year.
79. They all came out 3 years apart from one another, except Rocky 4 came out in 85 and Rocky 5 came out in 90. But all the others were 3 years apart.
If you have a money-making machine like that, why would you come out every 3 years? That's just stupid.
I think part of it's just the timing, because I mean, think of the Star Wars movies; they were all 3 years apart too.
Yeah, that's a good point. However, Star Wars has a lot more post-production than Rocky does, but still,
look at that.
The only one with that right. The only Rocky.
Sean plays trivia for a living. I'm convinced.
Final question in the 70s: which game show began airing in the 1970s? Jeopardy, The Price is Right, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, or The Match Game?
So this one is strictly for Steph because I know she's a huge game show fan.
Yes.
I'm curious if she'll get it.
See, Steph, my wife said I didn't know a question. In my defense, I'm reading and trying to put in the answer as quick as possible. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
What'd you go with on this one?
I went with The Price is Right because I know the Match Game was popular in the 70s, but part of me is like it probably like debuted in like 1969 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Was it The Price is Right?
It is. So the U.S. version is, see how I said airing in the U.S. So Price is Right actually started in the 60s. However, it didn't start airing in the 70s with Bob Barker until I think it was 72.
Okay. All right, let's see what we have here. So it looks like we got a whole new leaderboard. So we got Curtis with 1, Sicily with 1, and Mama S with 1. All right,
You're not going to take a point?
I'm not going to take a point. I just like playing. So.
All right, 1980s.
1980s.
I remember the 90s and 2000s questions a lot more, probably because they're the last ones that I made. I'm trying to remember what I had for the 80s. I think the 80s follows similar to the 70s in terms of like the structure of the questions, but I can't remember.
This is going to be interesting. I'm excited.
All right, number 1. What was the top grossing film of the 80s? The Empire Strikes Back, E.T., Return of the Jedi, or Batman?
Well, people actually listen to me ramble.
I was going to say, if you listened to Dan earlier, Dan actually gave away the answer to this.
Yeah,
if they were listening.
If you were actually listening to me with my, well, it looks like Dad wasn't listening. Cicely wasn't listening. Shame on you.
Joey didn't listen. Right, everybody should always listen to Dan.
Nobody listens to me.
Except the one time they all listened to you and you were wrong.
I know, the one on Jungle Book I was wrong on. That's when everyone listens.
So it is E.T. Now, Dan, which one on this list was number 2?
Number 2 is Batman.
Good. I was going to say, I hope you know that. And Batman may play a role in the next question. So I do remember that. I was hoping Dan would know Batman because he's a huge Batman fan. All right, number 2. Who was cast as Batman for the 1989 Tim Burton directed film? Harrison Ford, Al Pacino, Val Kilmer, or Michael Keaton?
Could you imagine? Oh my gosh.
This was kind of a question I'm figuring everybody's probably gonna get as long as they've seen the movie or know anything about Batman.
Could you imagine Harrison Ford like coming up to someone? I'm looking for my family. So he's looking for his family.
The Air Force One get off my plane, like if they latched onto the
get off
plane.
my bat plane. Oh my god, that's great.
I was hoping maybe Val Kilmer would throw some people off because he did play Batman, but
no one wants to remember
a much shittier version of a Batman movie.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so there's an easy one for everybody. I don't remember what number 3 is, though. Oh, there we go. All right, number 3. Who had the best-selling album of the 80s? AC/DC, Bruce Springsteen, Bon Jovi, Michael Jackson.
So, again, I believe all these... I don't know about... I don't know about AC.
Oh, man, I got Steph on that one. Steph was banking on my love of Bon Jovi that I was going to have a question where they were the answer.
Yeah, it was Michael Jackson's Thriller was the top. God, it was a top-selling album all the way until...
Of all time, I think, up until...
just recently.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what passed it, but... Actually, I don't know. Don't say the answer if you know it, because that might be a question that comes up later.
I don't remember, honestly, but I know it only just got passed. I'm pretty sure 10 years ago or so. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Oh, Steph says, "Dang, I should have reread the whole question."
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I'm tricky. All right. Back to the Future was released in 1985. What year was Back to the Future Part 2 released? 1986, 1989, 1987, or 1988?
So I have an educated guess on this one, and I regret I put 1989, but I think it's 1988, and then Back to the Future Part 3 came out in 92.
So
I know it came out.
You are right. Back to the Future bucked the trend and didn't go 3 years apart. It actually went 4 years apart on number 2.
Okay, so it's 89.
So it is 89.
And then Part 3 was 1992, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen the whole, like, all of Part 3. and I don't know why. I just heard like
I have. It's just I don't know. I love the first two. The third one's okay. I mean, I love the Back to the Future movies, but yeah, part three, it's the one I've never watched as much. All right, number 5. What style defined rock bands in the 80s? Denim, big hair, sweatsuits, or skinny jeans?
dude, if I had a band in the 80s, I would be rocking a mullet and a sweatsuit all day long. That would be
Dude,
so
the mullet is coming back.
It is coming back in certain circles, and I respect them for that because that's a long time to grow. It's a lot of dedication to having an ugly haircut. Kurt says
mullet.
I could.
Curtis says mullet is whack.
There's definitely no sweatsuits. I already wear sweat shorts, so I could do it. I could make it work.
All right, we got a social on that one right there. So this is going to be interesting because we had 2 where everybody got it, and then a few where it was all over the place.
So far we have, let's see, we got a new one with Sam is on the board. Sean's at 2, and Mama S is at 2. I'm not counting myself because I see the questions because you guys have like a 3-4 second lag. So like I'm answering stuff like technically quicker than you guys are, so it's not really fair. So I'm not going to count myself for that reason.
90s. This is where things will get interesting, I think.
You know, the funny thing is I don't know how I'm going to do on this. I hope you included something with Beanie Babies.
Oh, why did I? Yeah.
You forgot.
Babies. I didn't even put Pokemon in. In my defense, I was in a hurry. We will definitely have a pop culture round 2 coming up very soon, and I'll make sure I have some awesome questions about that. In my defense, I was flustered.
What year was the first Harry Potter book released? 1997, 1996, 1998, or 1999? So the first Harry Potter book. My old English professor who was from the UK and went to Oxford and everything, he in his office had a first edition, first print of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone with the original cover and everything. That thing's got to be worth some money. I'm sure awesome. It is. Why did they change the name other than like the Philosopher's Stone just sounds stupid, but
so in the UK and overseas they still use that. It's just in the US they did Sorcerers.
Sorcerers sounds so much cooler. I'm just gonna go out there and say that.
I think so too, but like I don't know. Wow, they also made J.K. Rowling put down J.K. instead of Joanne, which is her name, because they were worried like boys wouldn't read it basically if they knew that a girl wrote it.
Question number 2. How many members were there in the Spice Girls? Oh boy. 4, 5, 3, or 6?
Buffett says Harry Potter slaps. You're damn right it does.
So I'm trying to think. There's the posh spice, the scary spice, the sporty spice. There's probably a smelly spice in there. I don't know which girl would want to be smelly spice, but I feel like there's definitely.
I would not have known the answer to this. This is definitely one I came up with the question and then I had to look it up because obviously they were popular, but like,
yeah,
I would have had no clue how many there actually were.
Sean says Old Spice. I like that, Old Spice. I felt like 4 wasn't enough, and 5 was, I don't know. Even 5 to me sounds like a lot of members for a girl band, but I don't know. I don't see Steph knows them all. Question number 3. In 1997's Titanic, what was the name of Billy Zane's character? Jack, Cal, Mr. Andrews, or Tommy?
So first you have to know who Billy Zane is.
Billy Zane never really has been in like, I mean, you know, like for being in such a high profile movie where like he was really third billing behind Kate Winslet and DiCaprio. And those two have taken off and like have made huge careers. And Billy Zane just kind of got the shaft. And I don't know why. He did a great job.
Yeah,
Kale,
I thought he was really good.
but here's the thing. I'm just going to go out there and say Kale's not the villain here. Really, if you think about it, Jack's kind of the bad guy. Yeah, maybe she's not happy in a relationship with Kale, but like, Jack just comes along and essentially steals her. He's the villain in this whole thing, and their distraction causes the iceberg or them to crash in the iceberg. Just saying.
Yeah.
And I mean, in the movie version, obviously, Jack's a villain. Question number 4: what year did the Mall of America open? 1991, 1995, 1992, or 1996? So I have a very interesting, educated guess here. And I'm going to give my reasoning. So I clicked number 1, and the reason I went with number 1 is in the Mighty Ducks, which I just rewatched, baby.
I knew you were gonna say that.
They roller skate because they're from Minnesota, and they roller skate. And the film comes out in 1990, I think, or 1991. Excuse me, 1991 or 92.
92.
But it was filmed in 91, and they were doing their thing in the Mall of America. They were rollerblading in Mall of America. I hope I'm right, because that would be the craziest coinky-dink that I watched that film. Literally, no. Okay.
I knew you were going to say that though.
So
I know you just
filmed.
said that.
So it was filmed in 1991. The film came out in 92. Oh man, but yeah, they must have been in it. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, question number 5: in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, what is Will's uncle's name? Uncle Bill, Uncle Will, Uncle Phil, or none of the above? If you know. Curtis, I'm sorry. I thought I knew ducks fly together, but I apparently didn't know. I can't, man. That's gonna bug me the rest of the night.
I think everybody got. Oh no. Almost everybody got it.
Yeah, if you've ever watched Fresh Prince, you're gonna obviously know this one. But if you haven't, which apparently Dirk has not watched Fresh Prince before, you're missing out.
HBO Max, it's on there. It's amazing.
It's there. All right, what we got here? So that's the end of this round. It's like Sean again has got 3. Stephanie's got 2. And Cicely has got 2.
A lot of people with 2, I think.
Yes. Yep. All right, we're on to the final one here. So someone's got to. We got Mama S, Stephanie, and Cicely have got to put up some points, and someone's got to block Sean out, so we have a tiebreaker here. And I got just the question for it.
Is it Beanie Baby or Pokemon related?
It may or may not be.
Could be Teletubbies. I feel like Dan was a closet Teletubby fan.
Oh God, no.
All right, number 1. What year was the last Harry Potter book released? 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009. I mean, I would have known it, but
I'm trying to remember. I remember going to Barnes & Noble with Mom to get a copy, because I had a copy of every one of the books, and I'm trying to remember what year it was. I wanted to say 2006, but I put 2007.
So it is 2007.
2007, okay.
Yep. They were 10 years apart from the first one to the last one.
That was a good guess.
And really, most of the books all came out like sequentially, like the year after the next, but there was a big gap between 4 and 5.
Well, yeah, because the books got fatter and fatter, and she's probably like...
Well, 5 was the longest book by like a couple hundred pages, I think, or something.
Wow.
It's also the worst book out of all of them. All right, number 2. What year did Taylor Swift release her first album? 2006, 2005, 2009, 2008.
If we have any T-Swift fans here, let's see if we have any.
Does T Swift slap, Dan?
No,
Depends on the song.
yeah, she's okay. She's all right. I don't mind some of her earlier stuff, and I don't mind some of her newer stuff. I just don't like, I don't love her or anything. She's okay.
So I don't remember the answer. I know it's 1 or 2, but I don't remember which one. I think it's 1.
Really?
I think
Huh.
so.
Wow, I put 2008. Honestly, that seemed the most logical to me, and it's not going to
Oh,
tell.
and of course it's not going to show it. I think it was number 1, if I remember right. Don't hold me to it, though. I can't
Yeah.
remember. All right. In 2009, how many weeks was Avatar the number 1 movie? 7, 5, 1, or 4?
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess 4 because Avatar never really dominated the box office like at the top of the. It was just a steady, like it'd come in number, like it was in the box office for like what was it, like 30 weeks or something ridiculous. Where most films only are in for maybe a
So
month or two.
it was top 10 for 15 weeks. It was number 1 for 7.
For 7 weeks. Wow. And I think Titanic was for 15 weeks. Just
Yep.
absolutely insane. I think that's still a record. 15 weeks.
Avatar's okay.
I rewatched
Not
it
my fave.
about 6 months ago, and I would agree it's okay.
It's not my fave.
Average.
I could watch it like once every few years, and that's good enough.
Yeah.
All right. Who had the top selling album of the 2000s? Eminem, Adele, Usher, Linkin Park.
I don't know. This is a shot in the dark. I said Adele, but I think she didn't really come on until probably like 2011, 2010. I don't know. I mean,
A
they all
lot
had,
of people going with Adele.
maybe Linkin Park, maybe Eminem. I don't know. They all it's hard. They all had. I don't think it's Usher. I think he's the only one I'm like certain it's not.
See, if I would have guessed, I actually would have thought it was Usher with his Confessions one, but it was Eminem.
Wow. Interesting. Actually, only 2 people got that right, I think.
One person.
Oh, one.
Oh, sure. Now it decides it wants to show who got the questions right. You know what? This makes it more interesting for the end.
No, that's right. Now we don't know.
Number 5, The Office premiered in which year? 2004, 2008, 2009, 2005. Now, I'll admit, I actually have not watched The Office. However, I do know the year that it came out because I remember, like, I vividly remember, like, the commercials for it and when it came out.
The Office was one of those shows that I remember watching the first season and hating, and then once you get to this, which is only like 6 episodes, but if you can like bowl your way through the first couple episodes to get to season 2, it's so worth it.
I don't think anybody got this right. Sean got it right. So far, that's all I'm seeing.
2005.
Yep. So I double checked my answer too to make sure that it was right. I definitely remember it being 05.
Really? Okay. I put 2004, but I wasn't sure. So, what we got here, Kyle?
A lot of people went with 04.
I wonder why. I don't know.
When in doubt, copy Sean.
When in doubt, copy Sean. Let's see. So, Caden gets on the board, and Dirk. I don't think he's on here. Dirk gets on the board, but Sean he gets 4 out of the 5 he places on. So, Sean is the winner. Cicely and let's see, Stephanie, Mama S, all were there. They were there. It was a close one. Just couldn't pull away.
Let's do your bonus question anyway. Even though we already know Sean won, let me pull the comments up here so I can see. Let's do your bonus question just for the fun of it.
Okay. What year did Thai Beanie Babies? Type in the year that they came out.
I'm gonna have to rely on you to see who comments first.
This is when they first became available.
I have a guess.
What's your guess?
I'm gonna say 93.
Ooh, man. Sam was close with 94. Oh, okay. Buff had us together with 93. Came out in 1993.
I was right.
A lot of close ones, and a lot of people were guessing like late 90s, 2000s, but I think that's really when they really took off.
I was gonna say, I feel like they didn't really get like really popular until probably like 97.
And didn't the guy like go to jail that like, or he was like under investigate? The guy that like started Ty.
I think so, and I remember they got like people were actually like investing in Beanie Babies, like I can remember I saw somewhere there was actually like there was a couple getting divorced, and one of the biggest assets that they were fighting over was their Beanie Baby collection.
I'm not
Like
sure
they
if
literally
comic or really sad.
like literally like in the courthouse they were sitting there like separating the Beanie Babies out, like who gets which one.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Well, so we have, like I said, what we have here. I was just reading the comments here. What Steph said, Dan, I followed you. I led you into failure the last round. I didn't do so hot on that one. But anyway, so guys, so Friday we are going to have 25 questions about Loki, comic book, and MCU. So if you're interested in that, it'll be coming up. It's not going to be live. Like I said, it's going to be just...
Yeah, it'll all be pre-recorded. Probably Friday morning we'll drop it.
Yeah, and then we have... what are we doing next Monday? I think we have a plan for that. We're doing Foods Around the World. Is that the plan?
Yeah, we can do that.
I think that's what we're doing. We're doing Foods Around the World next Monday at 9:30. We'll see you guys then. Thank you so much for watching.
Day, guys.